I know we've talked a lot about it lately, but Trump's health, his beauty, his physical prowess. I think he's looking and sounding better than he ever has before. His skin is glowing. It's been glowing lately, and I don't
It's a melting candle.
his his neck waddle has gotten really
Yeah.
ripe. Like it's just it's like both inside and outside. Many people are beginning, like similar to Brandon, are beginning to speculate about Trump. So I really have to turn to now this article in New York Magazine about Trump's health that Trump participated in. This is by Ben Terrace for New York Magazine. I have to read some highlights from this. So if you'll bear with me here, it says here, this is Ben Terrace writing in New York Magazine. When I arrived at the Oval Office in December to talk to Donald Trump about his health, the president was standing next to a couple of men clutching pieces of paper labeled talking points. These are two doctors, Trump told me before I could ask a question. And by the way, I don't know them. They're not my best friends. They're respected doctors that practice out of Walter Reed, and they happen to be taking care of me for anything. But I don't need any taken care of because I'm in perfect health. I do purposely every year or less take a physical, but because I think the American people should know that the president is healthy, so you don't get a guy like the last one who was the worst thing that ever happened to older people. Because I know people in their 90s that are 100%. Gary Player is 90 years old. He shot 70 with me the other day. It's just like, I just like, imagine being Ben Terrace and like you walk into the Oval Office ready to interview the presidents, and there's two doctors basically who you can see the infrared beam on their head as they're holding a folder that says phony talking points about the president's health. You can hear their wife and kids being held in the other room by Dan Bongino at gunpoint or something. And then he immediately just starts talking about how I like the line that Biden was the worst thing for elderly people ever. And that Gary Player is 90 years old and he shot 70 with me the other day. He's like, just so you know, these doctors are, and I love introducing your doctors by saying they're not my best friends, by the way. They're merely physicians charged with my medical care.
Well, I think like in that mind, that was supposed to show that they're like not biased. It's not like a Ronnie Jackson thing.
Yeah.
But I miss Ronnie so much.
Bring him back.
He was awesome. I loved how he said that like he was the guy who started the thing of like Trump is the healthiest guy I've ever looked at, but they fired him for such a bullshit reason. It was just because he like took a bunch of Vicodin and crashed his car into like a girl's house. What doctor has not done that?
Trump gestured at everyone present, me, the doctors, and Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, to follow him into the room. Let's sit for a couple minutes, he said. I hate to waste a lot of time on this, but if you're going to write a bad story about my health, I'm going to sue the ass off New York Magazine. There will be a time when you can write that story, maybe in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. 5 years, no one is going to care, I guess. Go ahead and sit down. Despite the president's protests, the White House realizes that the time to talk about his health is now. Speculation about his fitness for office is rampant. Armchair physicians have given him months and sometimes even days to live. That right there looks like a leg bag for a urinary catheter. Well, I mean, that spot on his hand continues to grow. He's got like,
I don't know, like Mitch McConnell is still alive, you know?
Yeah, I know.
King of England or whatever. It's like huge purple, like a plant, like purple plantains. And he's mysteriously dropped dead. He's alive. It's like adrenochrome.
Those guys don't have like Sudafed addictions though.
No, I've said before, I think Trump's going to live to be 100. Like I fully expect him to live for 20 years.
Pure hate.
Yeah. It says here, okay, despite the president's protests, the White House realizes that the time to talk about his health is now. Speculation about his fitness for office is rampant. Armchair physicians have given him months and sometimes even days to live. That right there looks like a leg bag for a urinary catheter, a physical therapist claimed in an Instagram with 19 million views, pointing to a bulge in Trump's pants. That's just his hog. Come on. In recent months, Trump has been caught seeming to fall asleep during public events, making him the butt of recurring jokes on The Onion. His right hand is constantly bruised and often bandaged. In July, his ankle swelled up like the Michelin Man, a symptom his doctor said of chronic venous insufficiency, a common circulatory condition. In August, when Trump took a break from public appearances for a few days, Trump is dead began trending on social media. I got calls from friends that said, thank God you picked up the phone, Trump told me, because there's a report you died. That Trump couldn't stop talking about his, quote, perfect health at rallies and on Truth Social only convinced people something was wrong. That he started making jokes about how he wasn't on track to get into heaven only added more fodder for conspiracy theorists. And the fact that his predecessor in the Oval Office began his disastrous decline at around the same age has only made the questions surrounding Trump's health more palpably urgent. I feel the same as I did 40 years ago, he said, settling in behind the Resolute desk. Warm afternoon light from the window illuminated his famous hair, once dyed golden and now a natural white, his only concession to age, one of his senior staffers told me. In person, Trump looks trimmer than he does on television, though he denies he's ever been on a GLP-1, or as he calls it, the fat drug.
Look at that piss bag full of meat.
His hearing, according to senior staff member, isn't what it used to be. The staffer doesn't think Trump has noticed this about himself, despite regularly leaning in and requesting people speak up. His right hand, warm and soft during our handshake, looked like rhino hide on the back, dry and gray, the notorious bruise spreading out like an ink blot test.
It's like Chernobyl, like the elephant.
Yeah, the elephant's foot. Yeah.
Elephant foot. Okay, cool.
The president's discolored hand has become something of a smoking gun for those on Donald Trump death watch. Evidence perhaps that he's getting a surreptitious IVs to treat an undisclosed illness. They're looking very Queen Elizabeth-esque, the Bulwark's Tim Miller has said, referring to photos of Her Royal Highness's bruised hands shortly before she died. It doesn't help that Trump covers the bruise with a large dollop of makeup and can seem testy when people bring up the subject. Late last year, a Republican operative showed Trump his own hand injury to try to relate. He wasn't amused, the operative told me. When Trump met with the much younger Zohran Mamdani in the Oval Office in November, I watched up close as Trump spent a public portion of the meeting shielding the bruise with his left hand. By the way, I don't know if you saw this, but at a recent press conference he did about the violence in Minnesota, he was wearing one leather glove on the bruised hand, looking like fucking O.J. Simpson.
Oh, no. Like Madonna. You know,
yeah. Michael Jackson, yeah.
Yeah, Michael Jackson, classic giveaway, the veins.
Yeah.
The decrepit veins. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Madonna wears the glove to hide the veins. He says here, this is only from shaking hands, he said now, rubbing his left thumb over the back of his right hand, a claim he would repeat to other journalists. Trump turned to the doctors, Captain Sean Barbarella, his lead physician, and Colonel James Jones, a physician's assistant with a PhD in health science. Can you verify that? He said.
Imagine like the texture, like the shaking your hands, like just like a Play-Doh, you know, like just like disgusting. It's like it's a Pizza Hut, basically.
If you press the back of Trump's hand down on a newspaper, it'll take up the newsprint on his hand.
Exactly.
It's like silly putty.
Like Family Circus. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so like his claim that the giant moldering shit stain on his hand is a bruise from shaking people's hands. You know, look, I often get bruised from a vigorous handshake. You know, that's a sign of vigor and good health. But then he turns to the doctor and says, "Can you verify that?" "Absolutely," said Barbabella, a short man with close cropped hair and a nervous smile. "I've seen the president shaking hands for over an hour." Trump held up his non-shaking hand. "Look, this one's perfect," he said. "People say, 'What beautiful skin you have.'"
Like walking black mold.
I mean, I believe that. I believe that there are people in his inner, like treating Baron Hart,
yeah, like a naked emperor or whatever.
Like the doctor who's like lancing boils on Baron Harkonnen in the Lynch
exactly.
Dune. He was like,
"You're beautiful.
Baron is so beautiful to me."
Yeah.
It says here, the White House said that the bruise that appeared on his left hand in Davos was caused by him hitting it against a table corner. Trump also blamed women's fingernails and rings for the cuts on his right hand, including one particularly nasty slice that came from a botched high five with Attorney General Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi was wearing one of those rings with a needle in it that like the CIA uses to like assassinate people.
I say, wake up J.D. Vance, because he's coming. And it's trouble. It's bad news to J.D. Vance, though, because CBS is like a bellwether to Vance's fate, you know, just pure phony and subconscious like rejections. Like, I don't know, tell bullshit, but you're full of shit. and just rejected.
Going on here, it says, it would be easy, Trump said, to stop the bruising and end the rumors of his imminent demise. All he would have to do is stop taking so much aspirin, which he claims is necessary to prevent his blood from becoming too thick. I want thin blood, he said, real thin blood. In 2016, Trump shocked executives from a major pharmaceutical company when he told them he took 325 milligrams of the company's aspirin each day. You shouldn't be taking that much, one of the executives said, according to a person familiar with his comments. Do your doctors know? Trump said they did and didn't approve. But it works for me, he said. He told me, I've been doing it for 30 years and I don't want to change. You know what? You're in the Oval Office right now. I don't want to change a thing. Taking 300 milligrams of aspirin every day for 30 years.
So he was basically he's a hemophiliac.
Yeah, if he got like, a paper cut,
paper cuts like dead.
It would be like one of those
to this mysteriously healed.
I mean, isn't it kind of the opposite? It's like he's taking it because he like his heart is just like it's in pure agony. Like he's been doing everything that you would do if you're trying to like get a coronary condition to win like a prop bet. And he probably is supposed to take aspirin because for the benefits for people with fucked up tickers, but like kind of like how the reason that he got addicted to stimulants, he thought like, oh, on like one diet pill you lose 2 pounds a week, so if I take 20 of them I'll lose 20 pounds in a week.
Kind of like how Jean-Claude Van Damme got addicted to cocaine because he was like, this feels great. I'm never going to stop.
Yeah. The only problem is the come down. And if you just don't have it.
Yeah.
But I think it's he's the opposite of the hemophiliac. Like in his natural state, his blood is probably like gumbo.
It's a hearty roux.
The rich, hearty roux. Yeah. Ooh, more than me. Oh.
No, I think if he got a paper cut, it would be like in a samurai movie where like two guys face off and then they go
like and then like a child, but
both still standing there, and then one of them there's just like 4 seconds later there's just like a geyser of blood spouts out of their neck or like their head slides off.
Yeah. Oozing secret sauce.
I don't want to change a thing. Rather than change, Trump tends to force the world to adapt to him. If there was a conspiracy of silence protecting Joe Biden when questions arose about his mental and physical decline, there's a cacophony around Trump. Numerous members of his inner circle have clamored to tell me tales of the president's godlike virility. He can work harder and he has better memory and has more stamina and has more energy than a normal mortal. Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller told me, the headline of your story should be The Superhuman President.
God, he's just imagine like the autopsy, like just cutting in the like feast of bones and flesh. Like it's like a fucking Habsburg, you know. It's like the bones of like a Fabergé egg, you know.
It's like fucking Wilford Brimley doing the autopsy in The Thing. Oh God, dog! Oh,
yeah. It's just Cronenbergian. Yeah.
But like Stephen Miller saying he can work harder and has more stamina and energy than a normal mortal. Your story should be called The Superhuman President. It's like only in a world where the people around him literally will say to Donald Trump, "You have such beautiful skin. Could something like this be possible?" This is what I mean about like Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller just as like a test case for like the fascist psychological type. They need to debase and degrade themselves. I think like it gives them a distinct pleasure to like humiliate themselves on behalf of someone in power, to come out of your face to say Donald Trump has beautiful skin. Wouldn't you just like to nuzzle into it and just sort of like stroke the back of your fingernails across his jowly cheeks and neck pussy?
I would like kind of like the opposite of prima nocta. Like I would, if I ever get married, he doesn't get first rights unless that's what she wants. But he does sleep in our bed with us, and we take his excess skin and use it as like a wedding blanket.
I said this post Trump, really the post Trump. Can you imagine how you smelled? Like just like Matt. Just vigorous too, you know, just like fairly healthy, like a cottage cheese in a radiator, you know, just like just rotting Matt, flesh.
There were reports out of Davos that European leaders were shocked at how bad he smelled. Like he smelled like he shit, like he like doo doo, like he shit, like
Oh
he
my
shit
God.
himself. Like,
oh my God.
Oh yeah, because he's probably like too proud to get someone to wipe him, which
yeah,
is like
yeah.
it could go either way. Apparently when I was like a 4-year-old, I was really tyrannical about that. I was like, I would just yell, "Wipe me!" throughout the house. But you know, he would. You would think he would like derive pleasure from that, like making someone do that. And JD would be like the first to do it.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah. Johnny on the
he's he's
spot.
he's he's probably too. He probably brings it up like totally unbidden. Like they will be talking to like Keir Starmer, and he'll be like, I wipe my ass like better now than when I did as a young man. I've actually like picked up techniques at it, and I actually get more shit in one swipe than I would get in 3 when I was like 25. And I think he's just yeah, this is a problem a lot of young men have. They think that felt pretty clean going out. I'm probably fine. And they are terrorizing everyone in every elevator they go in.
Skid.
Yeah, skids. He is like, I think he is like kind of a clean freak, so he probably tries to get it, but he does not have like the mobility to do it. It's probably like it's like probably like doing that type of yoga that Sting does for him.
Here's a question for you guys. When do you think the last instance of Donald Trump having a ghost wipe was? Like the Ford administration, Carter. I think it's around the time, like maybe 9/11, if I'm being generous here, like the last ghost wipe. Like the one and done.
Oh, I would say. So do you remember in 2008 when he was like, "Yeah, I actually think we should have like universal health care"? I think he stopped being able to do that around them. He stopped being able to get a ghost wipe. And he was like, "Oh, I've got to like make it up." That used to be the thing I was known for. Just getting all this shit in like one swing. So I have to do like some populist things so people will like me again.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Like, open the JFK or like a discovered missing JFK brain or whatever. UFA alien author. Who cares? I demand opening the cam. I guess just live feed. Show me the autopsy. I just gotta look. Get a butcher's.
Hey, I'm feeling like Chuck Berry. Show me the bathroom.
Just like marshmallow fluff, like oozing. Like rotting pus.
Matt, they cut into him and the stuff from Larry Cohen's The Stuff comes out. Like fucking chocolate chip Charlie. Yeah. It's just foam comes out.
Yeah.
Going back to the article, though, it says here, these strenuous assertions came alongside signs that made Trump seem more mortal than ever, from his dismal approval rating to the growing likelihood that Republicans will lose control of at least one chamber of Congress in fall's midterms. Already, pundits have started calling him a lame duck, a term similarly typically saved for the third year of a presidency, which might partly explain the vigorous flurry of activity he has undertaken in Nigeria, Venezuela, Minneapolis, Greenland, and beyond. He has gamely entertained discussions about whether Marco Rubio or J.D. Vance will succeed him, which in one sense is an acknowledgement of his mortality. In another sense, the succession represents a way for him to live forever, a conceit I soon learned that was perpetuated by the bubble of loyalists and supplicants and advisors that constantly surround him, and that seemed indicative of the late empire stage of Trump's decade-plus-long dominance of American life. Real fast, Trump said, turning to the doctors in the room. Is my health perfect? Your health is excellent, sir, Jones said. For all his raging against those who question his invincibility, Trump has acknowledged that he will in fact cease to exist one day. At Mar-a-Lago last year with
Shara. whispering, just whispering. Stan Shara. Paging Stan Shara. Just like, who's that? What? What's Stan Shara? Stan Shara.
Ask not for whom the Stan Shara tolls.
Yep. I imagine like the autopsy like cut in. It's like drop the Mentos, a Diet Pepsi, just just hit the fucking ceiling.
At Mar-a-Lago last year, with televisions tuned to former President Jimmy Carter's body lying in state at the U.S. Capitol, Trump surprised people in the room when he said, according to a person familiar with his comments, within 10 years, that will be me.
Honestly, like, attention chief of staff or whatever, keep your fucking, like, disattach the football or the button, because he will press the button. He definitely 100% pressed the button. He's like, I'm dying. No one seems to care. I'll punish you to the sin of mortality. And
he's like it's like Kenneth Branagh's character in Tenet.
Yeah,
you know, like
exactly.
If I have to be dead, then the whole fucking universe does.
Exactly. 100%. We all go together when we go. Like the dramatic end, just like not a funeral. Like, hey, remember Trump? Yeah, haha. It's like they remembering it, the final destiny. So what? Fucking keep off the button.
We'll meet again. Yep. Don't know how, don't know when. Yep. I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Yep. Further from this article,
and honestly, the baby boomers, it's like, take me with you. Just yeah. How dare you mourn me? Or forget me? No,
we're all going out in their Viking funeral. It says here, Fred Trump died in 1999 at age 93. He had, Trump said, a heart that couldn't be stopped, with almost no health conditions to speak of throughout his long life. He had one problem, Trump said. At a certain age, about 86, 87, he started getting, what do they call it? He pointed to his forehead and looked at his press secretary for the word that escaped him. Alzheimer's, Levitt said. Like an Alzheimer's thing, Trump said. Well, I don't have it. Is it something you talk about at all, I asked? No, I don't think about it at all. You know why? He said, because whatever it is, my attitude is whatever. I
kind of like that.
I relate to that attitude about death is because we really are all gonna die. No one can
100%
determine the circumstances of it. So my attitude about it is people who the attitude that I see a lot is that people who think that they can control their diet in such a way that they will prevent cancer. And look, there are things you can do that are healthier versus things that are riskier for cancer. But the idea is that we're all going to die, probably of cancer, probably of heart disease. Don't fucking stress about it too much. The attitude should be whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. And hey, and also we're like, oh no, global warming, we're going to die. And nuclear winter, check it off. It's fine. It's equals, evens out.
All right. The last thing I want to read from this is this. He says, Trump, of course, disagrees with these sorts of assessments of his cognitive decline, which proliferate on social media after every one of his rambling speeches. The opposite is true, he contends, often citing the fact that he aced 3 cognitive tests. I've taken a lot of them, he said after a bill signing mid-January. I've aced all of them because I drink milk. Why Trump feels the need to take so many cognitive tests is a question he didn't want to linger on. What I want to linger on here is, Felix, I know you brought this up in the last couple of days, but what the fuck is going on with the new right-wing Got Milk campaign?
Oh God, I hate this, man. 2017 was one of the best times to be alive and one of the worst. And one of the reasons it was the worst was because the right wing, they made milk a chud drink. Milk is a libtarded drink. My family, we have spent years trying to find exclusive milks like Oberweis, things that come in glass bottles, things that come in things you've never even heard of. In my family, we venerate Jim Oberweis as one of the great fascist artists, like Celine or Mishima.
John Milius.
He is, John Milius. He is a racist, psycho, but his work on the art of milk is incredible. And it used to be an indicator, just like having that shitty spongy bread and stir peanut butter. But then they were like, milk's based because it makes Jews fart. And it's like, do you think that stops us? You think not being able to process it stops us? But they made it based for a little bit. And luckily, after all those people wrote those horrible books that were like, I went on 4chan and it was crazy. It went away and it became a lib drink again. But now they're trying to, just like the brain firing neurons before it dies, they're trying to relive the greatest 4chan hits of 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It is just, it is a sign that office is run by a Gen Xer who's like, yeah, I'm a B-tard.
I know the RFK thing, there was this huge social media rollout and it was all about drinking whole milk and we've got to bring whole milk back. And a lot of people are speculating.
It didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like the fucking war on protein. That's okay, protein won. Everything has fucking shitty Quest nutrition protein in it.
Oh God, something I've noticed is like there are regular snacks that you used to see that now have protein in them. They're like, have these
Yeah.
protein cookies.
You'll
No
never
thanks.
shit.
Fuck that.
Yeah, dude, I used to really follow that, like, 2 grams per pound of body weight thing. I used to just force all this awful Quest and BSN protein down my gullet. And I have determined that 1 gram of real milk protein is worth about 40 of the shitty GNC protein that they are stuffing in fucking everything. Oh my God, I used to eat some real bullshit. I ate these horrible chips that were made out of dehydrated chicken breast. It
Well,
was it was awful.
I mean, they're like, everyone needs to drink whole milk again. We're bringing whole milk back. And I think like because RFK Jr. was involved in this, there was some speculation that like originally the rollout was going to be like, we got to get everyone drinking raw milk. But there were like enough lawyers in the administration to be like,
Yeah, yeah.
all the people that are going to get food poisoning from this, so like the compromise position was like, we need to drink whole milk again.
And I do think whole milk is great. Respect yourself, respect your body. Fairlife, that is the greatest. If you have problems with lactose, they take it right out and it tastes wonderful. If you are a Visigoth descended American and you can process these things, check out Alexander Family Farms or Oberweis if you live in Illinois. But the reason that RFK likes milk and specifically whole milk is the consistency and color of it and opacity makes it really hard for people to detect pills that you put in.
Sorry, just one more thing from this article. It says, if you look at his EKG, that tells it all, James Jones, the physician's assistant, told me. The AI analysis shows he's 14 years younger, so age 65. This is literally a plot on this year's On Cinema.
Let's just look at him. Smell him.
I know. Smell him.
Enhance the fucking robot. You'd let him decay. Very eyes.
We've determined using AI that Trump's actual age is 65. But it says here, his stamina demonstrates that. We get a view that nobody else does. Nobody can stay up with him. The rest of the staff is tired. We are too, and he's not. A few weeks later, Kennedy told Miller's wife, Katie Miller, on her podcast that Mehmet Oz, the administrator for Medicare and Medicaid, had told him that Trump has the highest testosterone level he's ever seen for an individual who is over 70 years old. He tasted that himself.
He's like,
by the way,
he's like a shaved with Scotch tape. It's like very, very like hairless. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And I only bring this up because we didn't get to it on this episode, but I do want to bring up briefly that Dr. Oz is now going after Armenians in LA. And like, this is great. Like, you let one Turkish guy in the government, and this is immediately what they fucking do.
Yeah, I mean, we have to update that classic picture that I don't agree with at all. I've never posted it anywhere. The cockroach, and there's a little piece of cardboard, and it says Turkish Embassy, to make it a doctor's office for Dr. Oz. And I wouldn't agree with that either, and I would never put it anywhere. But he is really like, on behalf of all Turks, I apologize. I am really ashamed of his behavior here. Isn't this is like the reason that we shouldn't let anyone in? They'll use the state to litigate their ethnic grievances.
Yeah. And like, I guess it's like they saw all the burn that they got out of the Somali healthcare fraud. And I guess what we're learning right now is something that I've long suspected, which is that the administration of all healthcare in America is just fraud. Because you take a function that should be done directly by the state, like in every other civilized country, and then you parcel it out to a bunch of remorseless middlemen who will use it to just graft as much money as possible from the coffers of the federal government. So, you live and you learn. Sorry. One last thing from this article. And, Felix, you were talking about Entourage earlier in the show, so I do have to bring this up. Just then, Trump's phone began ringing and a name flashed on his screen. Ari Emanuel, Hollywood super agent, inspiration for Jeremy Piven's character in HBO's Entourage, and brother of possible 2028 Democratic presidential candidate Rahm. The great Ari Emanuel, Trump said, interrupting our interview to Gab. What's up, Ari? What's happening? Hey, Ari, I have a wonderful writer here. He's doing a story for New York Magazine. He says, so are you in good health? Is your mind sharp? Trump put Emanuel, who had called to talk to the president about tax incentives for Hollywood studios, on speaker. I have the great Ari Emanuel. Let him tell you whether Trump's mind is sharp. You'll be my reference. Go ahead, Ari. His name is Ben. There was a slight pause as Emanuel seemed to consider what to say. Hi, Ben, he said. I represented him for 9...
It just, you don't believe me? How about my scheming court Jew?
He says,
how about this untrustworthy money changer?
Hi, Ben, he said. I've represented him for 9 years. It doesn't seem like he's changed at all. His wit, his remembering everything, being on it, he seems normal. There was one caveat, however. I haven't seen him in about 5 years, he said. But we speak a lot, Trump said. And he would say, Trump is losing it. So there we go.
You rented 5 happy merchants.
It really that really does show that he's lost it, because 10 years ago, he would have been like, my scumbag agent is one of, people just get a Terminator hood that just flashes dishonest when they meet him. Maybe not the best guy for this.
Well, like I said, the superhuman president, a picture of vim, vigor, and good health. I think he is like I said, I think he's a sort of a role model to all of us in our impending mortality. In that the correct attitude is whatever.
A topple, if you will. A psychic death drive.
Yes, the embodiment of all of our subconscious desires
in oblivion
for self-annihilation and oblivion. Yeah.